Starting off here, we have a side-by-side comparison in two frying pans. Scottish Highland beef here, non-Scottish Highland beef here. You can see the flecks of fat that we have in the non-Scottish Highland beef as compared to a little bit more red here in the meat on the Scottish Highland beef cattle. One actual thing you'll see here right away in the Scottish Highland beef versus the non-Scottish Highland beef as we start cooking them at the same time is you can see the Scottish Highland beef is browning out much faster than our conventional beef that we have here on the right hand side. So again, this is Scottish Highland Grassfed Beef versus non-Scottish Highland beef, and you can also start to see the grease there in the non-Scottish Highland beef versus it's a pretty dry pan. You can see some of the fat here in the Scottish Highland beef, but again, Scottish Highland beef is cooking much faster than our conventional. We're almost done cooking the beef here, and you can see I'm looking at the Scottish Highland beef right now. Our pan looks fairly dry, and let's look at the conventional beef here right next to it. As you can see, it looks like there's quite a bit of grease floating around in that hamburger. So again, this is standard 80-20 beef from the grocery store. This is grass-fed Scottish Highland beef. Alright, our Scottish Highland beef is done here, and as you can see with our napkin test, we're pushing down on that. You can see the grease that we have here, and if we look over here, we've got this is the conventional beef. We've got a lot more grease, as you can see under here with the napkin test. Now we're going to go ahead and pour this out into these measuring cups so we can see how much grease we have in both of these pans. This is the Scottish Highland beef here. We're draining the grease off of this Scottish Highland. Draining hamburger. There's the grease, as you can see, for our Scottish Highland. That looks to be about all the grease that we're getting here today out of our Scottish Highland. We have not drained this grease off otherwise. Now we've got our conventional 80-20 beef here from the store. We're draining the grease off of this to run a comparison against the Scottish Highland that we have there. They both started cooking at the same time. Still got some more grease coming out. A little hamburger with the grease. Let's look at the actual grease we poured in here. As you can see, the conventional is running about 1/4 cup of grease in 1 pound of 80-20 beef from the store. And the Scottish Highland, probably less than a teaspoon. And a little bit of hamburger in there. But that is the amount of grease that we can see. The Scottish Highland versus the conventional 80-20 ground beef 1 pound that we just fried here. Alright, it's about an hour later. Let's take a look at the grease. The Scottish Highland, just a little bit of grease in the bottom there. It looks to appear to be still runny. And the conventional beef, that grease, pretty solid. And there you have it.